Your doctor tells you your blood tests are normal. You breathe a sigh of relief. But here is the problem. Normal does not always mean healthy, and sometimes normal means you are just like everyone else in a population that is already sick. So today we are going to reveal the biomarkers that actually tell the truth about your health. And spoiler alert, they are not always on the standard blood panel your doctor orders. Why normal is not enough. Let us start with the basics. A biomarker is simply a measurable signal in your body that reflects your health. Glucose, cholesterol, liver enzymes, blood pressure. These are all biomarkers. Doctors use reference ranges to decide what is normal, but normal ranges are based on averages of the general population, and the general population is not exactly the picture of health. Half of adults have some form of metabolic dysfunction. Heart disease and diabetes are still leading killers. So if you fall into the normal range, you are often just average. And average is not good enough if you care about long-term health and longevity. Think of it like this. If the average car in your city breaks down every 5 years, would you want your car to be average? Or would you want it to be optimal, tuned up, and running smoothly for years to come? Normal is the minimum. Optimal is the goal. Let me give you an example. John is 42. He goes to his doctor for his annual checkup. His LDL cholesterol comes back at 120. The doctor says that is in the normal range. You are fine. But John's ApoB, the biomarker that really matters for cardiovascular risk, was never checked. If it had been, it would have shown that he had far too many cholesterol particles circulating in his blood. 3 years later, John had a heart attack. His normal test lulled him into a false sense of security. Common normal tests that miss the point. Number 1, LDL cholesterol. Doctors often say your LDL is fine as long as it is below 130 or 160 depending on guidelines. But research shows that what really matters is ApoB. ApoB counts the actual number of particles carrying cholesterol through your arteries. And high ApoB is strongly linked to heart disease risk even when LDL looks normal. So if your LDL is fine, but your ApoB is high, you are still at risk. Normal range for LDL might say under 130 is fine. Optimal ApoB for longevity, under 80. Number 2, fasting glucose. Doctors may say you are healthy if your glucose is under 100 milligrams per deciliter, but you could still have high insulin levels and poor metabolic health. That is why fasting insulin and HOMAIR are more sensitive. They reveal early insulin resistance years before diabetes shows up. HbA1c also adds context because it shows average blood sugar over months, not just a single morning test. Normal fasting glucose range, 70 to 99. Optimal fasting insulin, under 5th, big difference. Number 3, liver enzymes. Your doctor may glance at ALT or AST and say everything is fine, but you could still have fatty liver brewing beneath the surface. Liver enzymes often do not rise until damage is already advanced. More sensitive markers like ultrasound, MRI, or fasting insulin paired with triglycerides can reveal the truth much earlier. Normal ALT might go up to 40, optimal below 20. Number 4, BMI. Body mass index is one of the least useful markers of all. A muscular athlete and a sedentary person with excess fat can have the same BMI. What matters more is waist to hip ratio, body fat percentage, and visceral fat. These reveal the hidden risks that BMI hides. The biomarkers that reveal the truth. So if the basics can mislead us, what biomarkers actually matter? ApoB. This is the single most powerful predictor of cardiovascular risk. It is simple, inexpensive, and yet rarely ordered by default. Lipoprotein A, also called Lp(a). This is a genetic marker that increases heart disease risk regardless of lifestyle. 1 in 5 people carry high Lp(a) levels. You will never know unless you test for it. High sensitivity C-reactive protein, also called hs-CRP. This is a marker of inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation is linked to heart disease, cancer, and aging. A high CRP tells you something is wrong long before symptoms appear. Fasting insulin and HOMA-IR. These give you a window into how your body is handling carbs. They reveal insulin resistance early when lifestyle changes can still reverse it. Homocysteine. This amino acid is linked to cardiovascular disease, dementia, and B vitamin status. Elevated levels mean something is off in your metabolism. ALT and AST. Even within the normal range, higher levels are associated with worse liver health. Optimal ALT is often below 20, even though labs call up to 40 normal. VO2 max. This is not a blood test, but a fitness biomarker. It measures how well your body uses oxygen. Max is a strong predictor of mortality. Improving it through exercise is one of the best investments in your health. Example of Sarah, who is 36. She goes to her doctor complaining of fatigue. Her blood sugar is normal. Her cholesterol is normal. Her doctor says, "You are fine." But when Sarah finally tests her fasting insulin, it comes back at 15. That is triple the optimal level. She was already insulin resistant. By catching it early and making lifestyle changes, she avoided progressing to diabetes. Her normal blood work nearly missed it. Why doctors miss it if these biomarkers are so powerful? Why are they not always measured? One reason is cost and insurance coverage. Many healthcare systems only cover the basics. Another reason is time. Doctors have limited minutes per patient and stick to the standard panel. And finally, there is the inertia of guidelines. It can take years for new evidence to change what is considered routine, but that does not mean you should accept less. If you care about your health span, you may need to request these tests yourself or work with a doctor who focuses on prevention and longevity. Now, let us be skeptical. There is a whole industry built on selling biomarker testing. Longevity clinics love to sell 50 marker panels for thousands of dollars. Influencers love to promote biological age tests with promises to reverse your age. Some of this is science. Much of it is hype. Yes, testing can help, but chasing dozens of exotic markers every month is not only expensive, it is often pointless. Stick to the biomarkers that matter most. So what about the future? Epigenetic clocks, methylation tests, continuous glucose monitors. These are the next wave of biomarkers. They are exciting, but still experimental. Epigenetic age may tell you something about biological aging, but the science is early. Continuous glucose monitors can help identify food responses, but for healthy people, they can also drive anxiety. The future is promising, but do not fall for every shiny new test. The healthy skeptic take: biomarkers are powerful tools, but they are not crystal balls. A single number does not define your health. Context matters. Family history, lifestyle, age, and environment all shape what those numbers mean. For example, a mildly elevated CRP could be from a recent cold, not chronic inflammation. So the healthy skeptic view is this: use biomarkers to guide your habits and your decisions, but do not obsess over every decimal point or order 50 tests out of fear. Balance skepticism with practicality. Top 5 biomarkers recap. Let us wrap up with the top 5 biomarkers everyone should know. Number 1, ApoB, your best predictor of heart disease risk. Number 2, fasting insulin reveals metabolic health long before glucose goes up. Number 3, hs-CRP, your early warning system for inflammation. Number 4, LPA, a genetic marker of risk that standard tests ignore. Number 5, VO2 max, your fitness score and one of the strongest predictors of mortality. These 5 tell you more about your future health than a standard blood panel ever could. So do normal blood tests lie? In a sense, yes. They can miss risks that only advanced biomarkers reveal. But biomarkers themselves are not the answer either. The truth lies in using the right tests at the right time with the right context. ApoB, fasting insulin, hs-CRP, LPA, these tell you far more about your future health than a basic lipid panel or fasting glucose ever will. And if your doctor says you are fine, maybe ask for a deeper look, because optimal health is not about being normal, it is about being better than average. If you found this breakdown useful, hit that like button harder than your heart works on a treadmill stress test. Subscribe for weekly myth-busting videos where we call out wellness hype with science and sarcasm, and grab our free guide, Top 10 Wellness Scams and What Actually Works. The link is below. Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor before running out to demand blood tests or diagnosing yourself off YouTube. Stay skeptical, stay curious, and do not settle for normal when optimal is on the table.